Hello, beautiful people. This is Star Sister Oracle. My name is Michelle. So today I wanted to do something a little different. Something was on my heart this morning, and it actually just came up on the last reading that I just put out for the Mercury retrograde, which is about controlling versus allowing, and I feel like that's something that we all have to deal with, and so I wanted to kind of talk about it with the tarot, talk about it with Spirit's help. And something came up for me recently in a reading that I had with a woman here in Chicago who's a Reiki healer and diviner and amazing human sister shaman, and her name is Maria. And during my reading, which was honestly probably life changing, honestly, I'm gonna remember that as a trajectory, as one of those things that really moved me, because I know I needed to be moved and I was just wanting a little bit of confirmation, right? Which is always what tarot is anyway, right? And she was talking to me about controlling and how I'm needing to heal something with my father, and how my feminine and masculine side was not in union, that my masculine was a bully and that my femininity was loyal to a fault, that I was holding secrets for my father about him and our relationship. And it was loyalty to a fault because I wasn't free. I was holding in all this stuff and I'm not free. And she was talking to me about I have some cinnamon burning up in here, making it all warm and cozy. She was telling me that that I need to free myself from that, from all these secrets, from not speaking these truths out loud, right? And then I asked a question. I forgot what I asked, but she says, it doesn't help you to know. It doesn't help you to know why your father does this, right? Don't try to, because when he was a child, da da da, because all that does is keep you binded still. Now you have more secrets, now you have more intel, now you have more information, and now you're, in a sense, okaying the behavior because you're saying, oh, well, this is why he says these things. And it's like, well, knowing why your boss, your partner, your mother, your sibling, your parent, knowing why they do or say the bad thing, knowing that doesn't free you. Freeing you frees you. Allowing healing frees you. And I want to stop talking here because I kind of want Spirit to kind of help us move through this, right? Because there's so much of my ego and my own pain and hurt in this story with my father, right? Because we all have stuff, right? There's, you want your parents to be who you want them to be, right? The kind of father, he wasn't the father that I particularly needed, but he's the father that I got. And I am positive, I am oh so positive that we are here to teach each other something, and that I am really receptive to that healing, right? So be receptive to the lesson, be receptive to the healing, but don't be binded by the event, right? Don't bind yourself. Eight of Swords comes to mind. Don't bind yourself in the knowing. Don't bind yourself in what you know, right? All those swords are kind of, I wonder if I can find it real quick because it was just in the last reading, right? Don't bind yourself to the knowing because you're still trapped, right? You think, oh, I have all this new information and now I'm going to be able to act better, when really sometimes that knowing just binds you. Sometimes the knowing doesn't free you. Sometimes it can, right? Certain situations, I'm not saying this is a blanket statement, but sometimes the knowing binds you to the person, binds you to the trauma, binds you to it, so then you keep looking for more of it. But the Ten of Cups just came out, so we are going to start talking about this because we want emotional fulfillment, right? We want emotional fulfillment. We want to feel full. We want to feel free. We want to be in a liberating love, right? So, okay, guys, we are going to talk about controlling versus allowing, right? And I'm going to have this deck be about controlling, right? And then I'm going to have my modern, so that's my spellcaster's deck, and then I'm going to have my modern witch deck talk to us about allowing, right? Let me see if I can turn this light down maybe a little bit, because I know this card in particular is really, let me do that. Okay. New channel, y'all. We still getting the little things together. All right, so I'm going to just pray over these cards. Spirit, please right now, enter this space. All of my benevolent spirit guides, guardians, and protectors, spirit and animals, all of nature's benevolent celestial beings that are here to guide, love, and protect us today. Enter here right now, and send us your love messages. Infuse me, Spirit, with universal love. Infuse me right now with universal compassion, with compassionate speech. Please let my hands and my tongue be tools for your messages of love right now. And thank you so much, Spirit. I thank you, I love you, I trust you. I am so humbled by your presence. Ashe. All right, y'all. So we're going to talk about controlling. I'm going to kind of just let the conversation move me where it will, but yeah, what does it feel like? What does it look like? How does it affect us, Spirit, when we are trying to control the things in our lives? I think so many of us try to control relationships. We try to control outcomes. We try to control how people are going to react to us. We try to control our children, right? I'm not a mother, but I am a daughter. And what does that control? What does control do to us, Spirit? That's a beautiful question. What does control do to us, Spirit? Something else wants to come out. Ooh, I know. I'm going to pull something from that deck too. What does control do to us, Spirit? One more card, Spirit. What does control do to us? I'm going to pull something from the Dark Mirrors deck. What does control do to us, Spirit? Wow. I love these cards. They're so dark and haunting. We got to work through that, though, because it's there, right? Whew. Okay, I'm gonna read that because my God. All right, so let's get into this, y'all. So, what do you want us to know about control? Seven of Cups in the reverse. We're not able to tell illusions from opportunity. When we're trying to control things, we're not able to see what's real and what's false. When we're trying to control things, we are overcome by all of the things that sit before us. You know, parents, there's so many things you have to think about. Praise to y'all. And praise to y'all who really give a damn, who really care. My mother was incredibly selfless, was incredibly so giving. Like, she showed her love. She loved beyond words. Aw. And there's so much the parents have to think about. I don't know why I want to talk about parents, but just hear me, because you're also, if you're not a parent, you are a daughter or a son, right? You are so overcome. It's so much. I can feel, it's just like there's so much to do. There's so much to rummage through. Where do I go from here, right? That's the energy of this card. Where do I go from here? But I love that this wolf is sitting next to her. So, alert, right? He's alert, or she is alert, and kind of there watching who might be approaching. He's ready. He's not laying down. He's kind of being her strength. And so whether you connect with spirit animals or not, but any sort of spiritual guidance, is at your back. And I really, really like that. And I think when we're trying to control the situation, all we're doing is we're being caught in our mind, and we're not looking at all the support that's around us, right? So when we're trying to control things, we forget the support that's around us. That is so real. My girlfriend, I tell her, I'm like, Shaylina, don't close. Sorry, I just said your name out loud, sis. Don't close in on yourself. Like, we're here for you. You have a whole community, and you have a community of people that are not only love you, but we are spiritually attuned. Like, we can manifest with you. We can transcend with you. And when you are in control mode, when you are so tightly wound, you think that you're alone. And it's just so false. And that is what white supremacy and toxic patriarchy wants. They want you to think that you're alone. They want you to be confused. They don't want you to see the difference between opportunity and illusion, right? They want you to be confused. They want you to be confused so that you can't see what's opportunity and what's not, right? Because sometimes we miss opportunities because we're trying to control everything, because you're not allowing spirit to come in and like kind of widen your scope, right? When you're controlling things, you only see one way forward, or three, whatever your three are that you're trying to control. You and God, that is so my father too. It's like allow some creativity, allow some flow here, right? But when you're trying to control stuff, you don't let things flow. You're trying to make things go in the direction that you are seeing, which isn't how things always are. Seven of Cups in the reverse. You're not really seeing things for how they are. So that's what control does. Control also makes us feel like we're directionless. I don't know why that just came out of my mouth. Or control, Queen of Swords in the reverse is what I'm looking at. So I like to look at reversals as overexertion sometimes, like overdoing it, right? Like when it's imbalance, when you're doing a little bit too much or not enough, right? So if the Queen of Swords is doing too much, because that's what control is. If she's doing too much, I mean, she is control. The Queen of Reverse it is being too much in control. Like, that is the perfect card. That is the perfect card when we talk about how control makes us feel. And then we have the Devil in the reverse with the temple, and with this, the temple of my body. Tell me more about this Queen of Swords and Devil in reverse. Tell me more about these two cards in reverse. So much control can sometimes make you indecisive. It can sometimes make you indecisive. That is so crazy that the Lovers just came out on this reverse Devils, because you know the Devil and the Lovers look very much alike, right? If you know tarot, but if you don't, look at the Devil. We've got this male figure and this female figure, mentally trapped by their vices, by the influence of the devil, right? He is in the reverse though, so that's interesting that maybe we are coming out of, or maybe there is a lack of drive. There is a lack of, okay, and then we got the Lovers. Sorry, let me keep my thoughts in one place. Then we got the Lovers, right? These people, they are free, right? Whereas these people are not free. So there's something about freeing. I mean, we're already talking about freeing ourselves now here. Freeing ourselves from mental bondage, freeing ourselves from sorry, y'all, I'm just trying to look at these cards. Let me bring the cards up. right? Because lower energies, lower vibrations, control seek to bind us to an outcome, whereas universal love, agape love, divine love seeks to free us. It holds us, right? Spirit holds us in love. It puts things on our heart that make us feel good, right? But it doesn't bind. You see how their hands are binded together? But, easily unraveled. Whereas these people are in chains. Also they could easily take these off too, they say. But actually not in this card. Not in this card. Sometimes the collars around these people are loose. But these people, it's not loose. So that's really interesting. So like I said, sometimes these lower vibrational energies, sometimes addiction, sometimes control, lower vibrational energy, self-deprecation, right? It binds us for some reason, right? That devil energy, it just clings to you, it sucks you dry. Whereas agape love and divine love, it doesn't bind you at all, which might be why it's so hard to stay there, because love liberates, right? It frees you, as Maya Angelou said. My love liberates. My love liberates. This is liberating love. This is where spirit is calling you to be, but it's only calling you. It can't keep you there. You have to keep you there, right? And it's very hard to do in this human body. It's very hard to do in this human body. All right, I want to read this Temple of My Body card because it's really, really interesting. So, the sentence is, my body is the temple of my soul. It has no secrets to me. My body is the temple of my soul. My body has no secrets to me. This card is about the darkness in the body. Culture can make us take distance from what is our corporeality. So many religions, customs, for instance, demonize sex in many different ways, lacing it with guilt, as an assassin could lace food with poison. On the other side, we are collaborators in cheapening our body. He said we are collaborators in cheapening our body. Hiding it, being shamed by it, selling it. We are sex worker positive over here. Giving it away for nothing. It happens when we accept an abusive relationship, when we refuse to respect the body of another. Or more simply, when we do things like being too lazy to eat healthily. We're all getting dragged here, okay? Just come on, sit down. We're all in this together. Our body is a temple. It cannot be defiled. We can take a shower, raise our chin, feel proud. It is our body, ours. That's interesting. Remembering our body as a temple, remembering our minds as a temple as well. What did I just read today? Our spirit our thoughts become who we are spiritually. Our bodies, we are what we eat, right? What we put into our body. Something about, nourishment of the body, right? The temple of my body. And that's really, really interesting that comes out with the reverse devil. I know there's something else here, guys. I know there's something else here. Page of Swords. Two of Swords, I'm sorry. Two of Swords. Decision, right? A decision. Needing to make a decision. What's the other decision? Okay. Tell me more about the other decision. Needing to make the decision to walk away and step into your allowance, which is funny because the Empress card came here, right? And allowance is very feminine, right? Allowance is very feminine. needing to allow our feminine sides to mature and to come into being. Ooh. Yeah. Needing to needing to allow to leave this control behind. And the other decision is to stay trapped. Stay trapped. You know, playing a bad hand. You can play a new hand. You know what I mean? There's so many different ways that you can go. Spirit is so expansive. There's so many different choices you can make, and you can choose to stay stuck. You can choose to stay unclear of what's real and what's not real. You can choose to be binded by all of these choices that you have. You know, not choices, all of these different decisions that you have to make, which make you feel binded, right? That make you feel like you're binded by your need to control. Yeah, because you're not able to just allow. Life is always hard. It's always like, oh my God, okay, now the next thing. Okay, now the next thing. It's like you're stepping on pins or something. And it's like, it feels like life won't give you a break when you're trying to control everything. But you don't have to play that hand. You don't have to tell that story anymore. You can be someone, you can be in a life where you just allow. Where you know what I mean there, where it's just easier. You feel like the support that even if you're not able to decide right away, you know that the support will be there in an instant, because your new story is that it's easy, is that life doesn't bind you, that you're not stuck. Because sometimes control, when you're having to, when you're trying to control the reins of every single thing and every single decision. Y'all, I just lost my train of thought. When you're trying to control everything and every decision, you just can't see all the options that are there. When you're trying to control everything, you can't see all the options that are there. And there's so many options. You have so much choice, which is also what Sister Shaman told me. You have choice. The ground does not have choice, she said. The stars and the moon and the earth, the trees, they don't have choice. The wind doesn't have choice. We are human beings here. We are souls having a human experience, and we have choice. Ashe, how amazing. How amazing is that? I don't know why I picked these cards up, because I want to make sure there's no repetition here. How beautiful that you have choice, right? And let's choose something better. Let's choose something better. Let's choose ease. Let's choose the fact that we always have a helping hand, right? Like, that's your story, is that I'm always divinely guided, that I'm always supported, that choices. Oh, that's interesting. Let me see that. Yeah, let's get out of that energy. Those cards are reading this energy, because I haven't prayed on these yet. Well, I did pray on these. But yeah. All right, let's get into allowance. Let's see what allowance looks and feels like, and what life looks and feels like when we allow. Because what it looks like when we don't allow is a lot of confusion, is a lot of uncertainty, is a lot of headache, is a lot of tension. All right, Spirit, let these cards show us what it looks like and feels like, and what life is like when we start to allow. When we start to allow Spirit, when we start to allow God, when we start to allow Mother Earth, Father Sky, when we start to allow ease, when we start to trust. Because that's what allowance is too, right? It's trusting. It's trusting Spirit. Which is why I say in all my prayers, I thank you, I love you, I trust you. Right? Like, I want Spirit to know, like, I trust you. And I try to remind myself that, don't you trust Spirit? Don't you trust? Don't you know that it's all going to work out? Don't you know that it always does work out? You know? All right, Spirit. Show me what life looks like when we allow. Show me what it feels like. Show me what we look and feel like when we allow. One of those ones come out. We'll shuffle those through. Show me what it looks and show me what we look and feel like when we allow. Show me what life looks and feels like when we allow, Spirit. Whew. Wow. Show me what life looks and feels like when we allow, Spirit. Thank you so much. Show me what life looks and feels like when we allow. Ashe. And why is it so important that we allow, Spirit? Why is it so important that we allow? Give me one more card. Why is it so important that we allow? Wow. What else do y'all want? Ten of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Okay. What more do you want? Wow. Ace of Cups at the top. King of Cups at the top, right under there. Wow. That is beautiful. So what do we look and feel like when we allow? Eight of Cups, where we are so much more able and willing and trusting when we need to walk away from things that don't serve us. When we're like, oh, that's a door that closed? That's okay. Spirit always opens up another one. I'm going to just keep going. I'm going to just keep going on my merry way. I'm going to keep walking because I trust. I ain't looking back at them. Think I'm stunned about them cups? I know I put a lot of work in on these cups. I know, look at them. I stacked them real nice. Stacked them real nice. Put a lot of effort, right? We're at 8 of Cups. We're at the number 8, right? Some real effort, but she ain't looking back. She ready. She like, what's up at the top of the mountain? I'm ready. So when we allow, it becomes so much easier to let things go. It becomes so much easier to let things go. Reverse 4 of Pentacles, right? Which is also talks about not only like a financial stability, but holding things close to our heart. And that's what I'm feeling here, is that we are more easily able to release. We are so much more able, right? Because life, death, life cycle of life, right? That is brought up, which is a theory, not a theory, but a principle that is brought up in women who run with the wolves. The life, death, life cycle. And it's like when we understand the life, death, life cycle, when we know Spirit, when we trust Spirit, when we allow Spirit, we're like, oh, something has to go. We have to go. It has to go. It has to change. Okay. I'm cool releasing it. I'm cool to release. You know, and when you're able to release, it just gets so much easy. Like everything becomes easy. Everything becomes easy. Life starts to look like justice. I ask Spirit, what does life look like when we start to allow? It looks like justice. It looks like getting your just due. It looks like the world, you know what I mean? Because we're all trying to hold on to something, and it's like some shit's just not worth holding on to. Let it die. Let the cause and effect. Let the life, death, life. Let cause and effect. Let the philosophies, let the nature, I'm sorry, not the philosophies, let the nature of, what am I trying to say? The laws of life, let the laws of nature do their work. Because we're going to be victorious either way. Because when I treat myself good, you know what I mean? Because right? When I start to allow, I'm not binded to anything, right? And then we got the Six of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. We're like always, when life looks like victory, life looks like winning, life looks like new adventure, because we are able to let things drop when they need to. So much of our stuff is because we're not able to let stuff go. Imagine if you were just able to let certain arguments go, certain jobs, certain relationships, certain behaviors. If you were just able to let certain behaviors go, certain habits go, letting your codependency go, letting a relationship go, imagine how much fluid life would be. But we're humans, you know. We're humans. When we're able to let things go, Knight of Cups comes in to offer us that Knight Cup, which is what we wanted anyway. Not even just the Knight, but sometimes I really like to think of the Knight of Cups as spirit coming in to give us an offering, to give us that emotional fulfillment, to give us that justice, which is also clarifying the Eight of Cups. Right? When you walk away from unsatisfaction, when you walk away from that which does not serve, when you walk away from that what is not a true desire, that's justice. That's, nature's trying to right this. Like, oh, okay, she didn't get what she's not rendezvousing, as Abraham Hicks says. She's not you want to rendezvous with, your people, your community, your partner, yourself, in your most authentic space, in your most free space, right? In your most safe space. Oh, she doesn't feel safe here? Oh, okay. First of all, we need her to leave that situation, or sometimes spirit will intervene, right? Tower moment. But if you can just walk away, if you don't need a goddamn tower moment every time something doesn't look or feel right, justice comes in. And I was just told that recently, to let go of a certain dude that I was dating, and it was just like, there's something better. And I knew that, right? It was like, it feels really good. I got one step closer than, the last thing. This feels way better than the last thing. So, Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups. Oh, I did really good. Like, hey, I did really good this time. But it's not exactly right, so I'm going to leave and let spirit bring in what I really want, right? Or more of what I want, right? I'm not going to say I'm going to get it exactly right the next time, but I know that this is right. I know it's right that I leave. You know it's right that you leave. You know it's right that you change your behavior. You know it's right that you remove that bad habit. You know that once you let something go, you will find victory. Four of Pentacles, Six of Wands. You know that once you let something go, you will be victorious, because there's going to be something really substantial here, Knight of Pentacles, right? We've got two knights coming in, okay? This is what life looks like when you allow. Offerings, messages, generosity. That's what happens when you allow. You receive. When you allow, you receive. When you allow, you're in a receptive mode. I love this. Right? Okay, so life looks also, like I said, Page of Wands. Page of Wands clarified by the Eight of Wands, okay? That's the last card on the spread, okay? Moving. We move, right? The wind is at our back, right? Is that the term, right? Like you are literally being moved into the future. And the Page of Wands is looking this way, as well as the Six of Cups. As everyone on this deck is looking towards the future. Baby, right? Meanwhile, over here, we got this broad looking in her hands, not seeing all of the channels of joy, love, and pleasure. We got our Queen of Swords in the reverse, so she's looking that way. But we do have our Two of Swords, right? Because once we do decide, and I like this Two of Swords, she's not indecisive. She knows which way she's going to go. She's thought about these two scenarios, and she's looking forward. So that whole thing with being in control, it's like once you decide to allow your feminine, because really this was the energy of, making a decision here in the control part. Like we have to decide, right? As my reader said, Sister Shaman said, you are sovereign. We have choice. We have been gifted. We have been loved so deep that we get to be here as human beings and have choice. You can choose to allow. You can choose your femininity. You can choose to allow. You can choose creativity. You can relax. Relax. Because it's so much. I mean, this feels so good. Life looks like new opportunities are always abound. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Like, justice. Spirit gonna take care of you if you take care of you. If you leave things that do not serve you, if you leave people, places, and habits that do not serve you, you will be gifted. You will be gifted. Double entendre. Okay. And the more you practice, the easier it becomes. That was weird. The more you practice, the better you'll become. I guess me as a tarot reader. The more I practice, the better I become. The more you practice walking away, the more you practice releasing, the more you practice loving acceptance of, because lovingly accept the fact that it's not working out. Lovingly accept and without judgment, love the situation and allow it. There's a card that came out in another reading today that said, I embrace the all. I embrace the all, right? Like I see the divinity and the love in everything. I accept all of it as something that right? Because as Abraham Hicks says, we need contrast. I remain in balance with my emotions, just came out. I see things for what they are. I feel things for what they are, just came to mind. I see things for what they are. I feel things for what they are. And the yin and yang is also on this card. Masculine and feminine in union, right? The better we become with releasing and allowing, the greater our masculine and feminine in ourselves becomes, and the better we are at attracting our individual partner as well, right? Because we are so much mirroring each other when we're in partnerships, triggering each other and setting shit off. I remain in balance with my emotions. I remain in balance with my emotions. And like I said, for some reason, it's like I see things for what they are. I feel things for what they are. Trust yourself. Is Jujube talked about, on her page and possibly on her podcast too, about how you not stepping into your gifts is dishonoring yourself, your ancestors, and spirit, right? Same here. Not just about stepping into your gifts, but holding on to shit that's not meant to be held on to is dishonoring yourself. Because Spirit's not actually saying that. Spirit don't care. Spirit don't have an opinion like that. But maybe your ancestors are like, I mean, we got you regardless, but I mean, if you could just go ahead and walk away, we really got something cooking up here for you. We really got something cooking up here for you. But we want to control, and we're trying to pray this other thing that we're really, really wanting, or we're really, really binded to it. And I know you guys probably want to know how. How do I get out of this? How do I get out of this controlling behavior? How do we get out of this controlling behavior, Spirit? I'm going to throw a love card out on this. One more. How do we get out of this controlling behavior? Show us a way forward, Spirit. Show us a path to you. Show us how to get out of this controlling nature. Hold on, y'all. Feeling like I want to break those up. Oh, it's not in there. How do we get out of this binding? How do we get out of this bind, Spirit? How do we release control? Show me how. Show us how. Y'all, these cards are like getting, the energy is like stuck in them. Hold on. Hold on. Hold, please. Okay. There we go. Take a chance on love. When we love, our lives are changed forever. How do we release control? Take a chance on love. It almost seems airy-fairy, doesn't it? Take a chance on love. Choose love. Let's see what the card says. So many rewards will come to you when you love openly. Your care, affection, and appreciation will help others and create more love for you. Let your fear go and give the love you are longing to receive. And give the love you are longing to receive. You will find that it is one and the same. Allow love and relationships to evolve in your life. Life progresses and grows naturally. Be your authentic self. Pay attention to what your heart is saying to you. What'd I say? See how you feel. What did I say here, y'all? I'm gonna have to run it back. See and feel what it, I don't remember. I'm gonna have to run it back. But anyway, something's there. You will find that it is one and the same. Allow love and relationships to evolve in your life. Life progresses and grows naturally. Be your authentic self. Pay attention to what your heart is saying to you. There is a wonderful opportunity coming your way. A young couple rides over turbulent water in a boat with no oar. A face in the distance watches over them. There is much you cannot control, but you can govern how you feel. Did the word control really show up here, y'all? There is much you cannot control, but you can govern how you feel. It can be difficult to get to the next phase in a relationship while fear is blocking you. It can be difficult to get to the next stage in your spirituality, at work, in your family, while fear is blocking you. There are always angels or guides beside you. You can rely on them when you are looking for extra support. Yep. But you see, they have no oar. They have no oar, right? They're allowing They are allowing, I love this. You're being watched. If you're watching this channel, chances are you are interested in, or you already have spiritual guidance beside, within, or running through you. I know it's so hard to just surrender, and we'll probably keep talking about this because it's so difficult to just surrender and tell God to, right? Because I try to, but the thing is just be gentle with yourself. Know that, you can say in the morning, I release this relationship, or I release this behavior, or I no longer I want to be non-attached to the outcome of this job application. I no longer want to be attached to, this decision that I need to make. And I'm going to take a chance on divine intervention. I'm going to take a chance on spirit. I'm going to take a chance on God. I'm going to trust. I'm going to allow. I'm going to move through life with no fucking oars. I'm just going to, ride by the seat of my, it's one thing to say that, right? But then that same evening you can say, oh, but what, like, do I need to do a little bit more? Should I reach out again? Do I need to reach out to him or her? Do I need to change? Are you sure I don't need to do anything else? And you don't. As soon as you decide to walk away, Spirit, once you decide to release, just do. 6 of Wands, Page of Wands, Knight of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, 8 of Wands. I'm telling you, once you decide, y'all know how it go. When you stop sweating a dude or a girl, that's when they start to come back in, and that's not always an invitation to re-engage. Mercury retrograde season, okay? In Pisces and Aquarius right now. That doesn't mean re-engage. Because sometimes they're going through their own stuff. Ace of Cups again. Came up. Remember, it's on the top of the deck before. Once you decide to release, trust, and keep saying that you trust, and keep reminding yourself that you trust. Practice allowing, practice walking away. You won't get it right all the time. You will regress, but this is a part of life. Come on, Sun card. I don't know. We're moving towards the sun, baby. We're moving towards new beginnings. Trust that you are being moved. Trust that once you decide to release what no longer serves you, what does not feel like love being served at the table, I think Nina Simone said, when you know it's not right, go and know that you are supported. Releasing control, y'all, and allowing. Once you decide, allow. Once you decide, allow. Once you decide, allow. I release this now. And I'm going to let Spirit take the wheel. Jesus, I don't know how the song goes, but Jesus take the wheel. All right, love and light to you guys. I hope this was helpful. Let's talk about this because I love to talk about stuff like this. I thought about making a podcast, but I love kind of bringing the tarot into this conversation. It just feels right. It feels right. When we love, our lives are changed forever. When we trust Spirit, our lives are changed forever. Because when you trust, you know that you can't fall. Love and light.